Hello everyone, welcome to Ferdinand tutorials. So in this video we're going to be answering multiple choice questions on protein folding and structure. This is the first video for beginners. So the first question is: proteins are polymers composed of A. Fatty acids, B. Amino acids, C. Monosaccharides, D. Nucleotides. The correct option is B. Amino acid. Of course, proteins are formed when amino acids are joined together by peptide bonds. Question 2. The bond that links two amino acids together is called A. Glycosidic bond, B. Peptide bond, C. Hydrogen bond, D. Ester bond. The correct option here is B. Peptide bond. Now, a peptide bond is formed by condensation. The amino group of one amino acid and the carboxyl group of another amino acid. Number 3. The primary structure of a protein refers to A. Its three-dimensional shape, B. The sequence of amino acids, C. Alpha helices only, D. Beta pleated sheets only. The correct option is B. The sequence of amino acids. Of course, I want you to understand that when we're talking about primary structure, we're looking at the linear order of amino acids that are linked by peptide bonds. Question 4. Which levels of protein structure includes alpha helix and beta pleated sheets? A. Primary structure or primary level, B. Secondary level, C. Tertiary level, D. Quaternary level. The correct option is B. Secondary level. Number 5. The alpha helix is stabilized mainly by A. Ionic bonds, B. Hydrogen bonds, C. Disulfide bonds, D. Peptide bonds. The correct option is B. Hydrogen bonds. Are we together? Good. Number 6. The beta pleated sheet is stabilized primarily by A. Covalent bonds, B. Hydrogen bonds, C. Ionic bonds, D. Hydrophobic interactions. The correct option here is also hydrogen bonds, B. Hydrogen bonds between adjacent strands. What they do is that they stabilize beta pleated sheets. Number 7. The tertiary structure of a protein is mainly determined by DNA sequence only, interaction among amino acid side chains, C. Ribosomes, D. RNA polymerase. The correct option is B. Interaction between amino acid side chains. Are we together? Now I want you to understand that hydrophobic interaction, ionic bonds, hydrogen bonds, and even disulfide bridges, what they do is that they stabilize tertiary structures. Now, quaternary structure exists in proteins that contain A. One amino acid, B. Multiple polypeptide chain, C. One alpha helix, D. One beta sheet. The correct option is B. Multiple polypeptide chains. Now, quaternary structure, what they do is that they describe the association of two or more polypeptide subunits. Are we together now? Number 9. Which protein is an example of a protein with quaternary structure? Is it myoglobin? Is it hemoglobin? Is it insulin? That's mature monomeric chain concept simplified, or albumin? Which one is an example of a protein with quaternary structure? The correct option is B. Hemoglobin. Now, I want you to understand that hemoglobin consists of 4 polypeptide subunits, where we have the 2 alpha and 2 beta subunits. Number 10. Protein folding primarily occurs because of A. Random movement only, B. Interactions among amino acid side chains, C. DNA replication, D. RNA transcription. The correct option is protein folding occurs primarily because of what? Interaction among amino acid side chains. Are we together? Just like I've mentioned, all these bonds, including ionic, hydrogen, covalent, and hydrophobic, what they do is that they guide proper folding. Number 11. The hydrophobic effect causes non-polar amino acids to A. Move to the protein surface, B. Remain exposed to water, C. Become buried inside the protein, D. Form peptide bonds. The correct option is C. Become buried inside the protein. Now, hydrophobic residue avoids water and stabilizes the protein core, the main protein part. That's the core. 12. Which amino acid commonly forms disulfide bonds? Is it glycine? Is it alanine? Is it cysteine? Is it serine? The correct option here is C, cysteine. Now, the cysteine residue can form equivalent disulfide bridges. Are we together? Number 13. The denaturation of a protein usually results in A. Formation of new peptide bonds, B. Loss of biological activity, C. Increased DNA synthesis, D. Formation of amino acids. Correct option here is B. Loss of biological activity. That's what denaturation in protein results in. What they do is that denaturation disrupts higher order structures, thereby impairing their functions. Question 14. Which factor can denature proteins? Is it heat? Is it extreme pH? Is it organic solvent? Is it all of the above? Number 14, the correct option here is what? All of the above, because heat, extreme pH, organic solvent can as well cause denaturation. Are we there now? Number 15, the process by which a protein acquires this functional three-dimensional structure is called A. Replication, B. Folding, C. Translation, D. Hydrolysis. The correct option is B. Protein folding. Protein folding is essential for biological what? Activity. Number 16. Which organ is primarily responsible for folding secreted proteins? A. Nucleus, B. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, C. Lysosome, D. Peroxisome. The correct option is B. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, many secreted and membrane proteins, they fold in the rough endoplasmic reticulum with the help of helper proteins that we call what? Chaperones. Number 17. Proteins that assist in proper protein folding are called hormones, chaperones, lipases, kinases. I just answered it now. They were like, the correct option is B, chaperones. Now, molecular chaperones, what they do is that they help fold proteins correctly and prevent protein aggregation. Number 18. Which interaction is strongest in stabilizing protein structure? Is it hydrogen bond, hydrophobic interaction, disulfide bond, or van der Waals interaction? The correct option is C, disulfide bond. They are covalent bond, and of course, they are very stronger than non-covalent interactions. Please don't forget that. Number 19. A protein loses its shape but not its peptide bond. This process is called hydrolysis, B. Denaturation, C. Digestion, D. Polymerization. It is called denaturation when a protein loses its shape but not its peptide bond. Because denaturation, what they do is that they disrupt the secondary, tertiary, and quaternary structure while usually leaving the primary structure intact. But that's not the same thing with protein misfolding. We'll get to that some other time. Number 20. The function of a protein depends primarily on its A. Color, B. Shape, that's three-dimensional structure, C. Molecular weight only, D. Number of carbon atoms. I will not answer this question. I would love you to answer in the comment section. Let me know what your answer is, and I will see you again in the next video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share this video with a friend. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.